Hey everyone. Okay, we are ready for our Thursday meeting. Tonight we're going to talk about social media. I've learned a lot in like the past week about social media, how it's changed and how we need to change with it. So, the first thing I think I'm going to go ahead and talk about is let's talk about Instagram first. There's a couple things that are going to be changing on all of social media, things that are going to apply to all of them. And I would say that those would be emojis is one of those big things. So stop using emojis every 3 words. What happened was they were grabbing attention. They were distracting people so people would stop and read our messages. The problem is that anyone who is selling something or sharing something that they wanted to catch someone's attention, they were overusing them. And because of that overuse, people aren't as interested in them anymore because they recognize them as being spammy now. So, times change, it changed. That's where we are now. So now emojis are not good. So if you have any emojis in your bio on Instagram or on Facebook, you want to take them out. You want to, like, if you were just to look at one of your friends' pages, that's what you want your page to look like. They're not going to overuse emojis. They may use them here and there at the end of a post. That's still appropriate if you want one here or there. You're just not going to want to use any emojis that are going to target you as being a networks distributor. For example, you don't want to use the diamond, the rocket, the green heart. Those are some of the major ones you don't want to use because those are going to immediately trigger that you are a distributor. Okay, let's see what else has changed in all of social media. All social media needs to stay private. So before, we wanted people to be able to come to our sites and find us and want to be our friends. And now that's less relevant because most people are going to be private and we need to be like most people. So that's what we're going to do. So no emojis. I have all social media on private. Hey, Carrie. And
hi, Carrie.
Okay, let's see. Where was I? I think that's a lot of the biggest, most important things. Your sweet spot on both social media sites is going to be about 6 posts a day. So 6 posts a day is what you're looking for. No more, no less. And that's going to kind of be the ideal amount of time or amount of posts. Let's talk about Instagram for a second. So on Instagram, your bio should be no more than 2 lines long. It should not be a bunch of, it should not have a bunch of emojis, as we already said. Hold on just 1 second. Meeting ID. Sorry, guys. Okay. Instagram. Okay, your Instagram bio should have no more than 2 lines. It should just be anything about what your life is about, not networks related. So you shouldn't say that you're a distributor. You should not have a link to your Facebook or to any other website on there at all. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I just have all these emergencies on my phone. Okay, sorry. I apologize. Instagram bios. So you want to say something about your life, like mine says dog mom. You want to put something about a past career. If you're doing your works full time now, you're going to put your past career in there. So you're still going to resonate with your previous identity or whatever your identity is. Even if you still have a job, you're going to say what your job is. You're going to say, like, what do you spend your time on? What are your interests? That's it. No more than 2 lines. And honestly, I redid mine, and mine's just 1 line straight across. It says lake life, dog mom, firefighter wife, play outside. That's what it says. It's really simple. It doesn't have to be a lot. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi.
we didn't go over a whole lot. I just went over a couple of like the all social media things, and I went over like your Instagram profile. So I was gonna go over with Instagram. Like I guess we'll go right into what you were gonna talk about actually, which is like following people and how to find people to follow on Instagram. You want to go into that?
Sure.
So,
yeah. So basically, I've done this kind of from the beginning, but now since Ashley told me a few things, it's kind of helped. But like since yesterday, I really kicked off following a lot of people, and I've just searched hashtags that I've used in the past, stuff that I would post normally, like dog mom, mommy life, stay at home mom, or like I'm obsessed with my dogs, obviously. So I would, search Shih Tzus of Instagram, and I would just follow anybody that has a Shih Tzu, but I'm trying not to follow the ones that are like for the dog specifically, like it's the dog posting, because you're not getting a whole lot of interaction that way. So, I mean, yeah, just searching stuff that you would normally post, stuff that interests you. And a tip Ashley told me that she learned was to just kind of not check out their profile beforehand. I'm basically like just going through the whole thing of in the hashtags where you get the results, and like going down the row and follow. I'm only not following them if I can specifically see that it's clearly a dog profile. But like just following them. And then there's this cool new app called the one that you told me about was actually specifically for iPhones, I guess. So I found another one that's for Androids. If anybody has an Android, it's called Unfollowers. And there's a couple other ones, but they give you limits on how many people you can unfollow daily or hourly. So I found this one that has no limits if you have an Android. And what was the one you have, Ash?
I use InstaTrack. InstaTrack has no limits. It works really well. And I guess it's for iPhone, but it works really well for that purpose. It has a lot of different things on it.
Is it followers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it basically just shows you like all the people that you follow, and it puts them in a category that people that you follow that don't follow you back. So that way you can kind of keep your ratios down. And that was super, super helpful for me, because I had a lot of people that I thought were following me back that aren't. So I just unfollowed all of them. Took me like half an hour last night.
Yeah, it doesn't take a long time.
No.
You were catching up on it, which is like if it's part of your normal everyday thing.
Right.
So you would spend like 10 minutes a day. Like if you're a busy person, you don't have a lot of time, you're not going to sit on Instagram for 8 hours, then you're going to follow for 10 minutes. Your goal is to follow between 200 and 300 people a day. And then I'll go into the unfollowing part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do everything that Lindsay said. And then for your next 10 minutes, you're going to unfollow everyone that you followed the day before that has not followed you back. Okay? Anyone that didn't follow you back within 24 hours. So whenever you do your Instagram, like do it again the same time the next day, your next 10 minutes are going to be spent unfollowing people. So here's the deal. That doesn't take very long. It's like you're only going to follow 200 people. You're just going to unfollow like 150 of them because they didn't follow you back. So just click right through the list. It doesn't take long. What's going to take more time is because Lindsay said, like, we're not engaging with people when we follow them. We're not liking and commenting on anything until we know who's going to follow us back. So of the people who follow you back, which is going to be about maybe 10% of who you follow on average, of those people, you want to go and look at all of their profiles. So this is where it does take more time. But the good news is you're not looking at all the 200 to 300 people's profiles that you were trying to follow. You're just looking at the 20 to 30 that followed you back. So go to their profiles. If they haven't posted in the past 3 to 4 days, they get unfollowed. If they haven't posted, if their last post does not have more than 5 likes, unfollow them. You really want to see, like, are they a person that you would get along with? When you glance at their page very quickly, do you have something that you want to talk to them about? Something, anything. Is there anything that like looks like you could have some type of conversation with them about from like their first 9 pictures? Because in reality, like, we're building friendships here. And of course, like, we're growing our jobs, but we're building friendships. And you're not going to be able to build rapport with someone and be able to talk to them about how they can work their business and how this can make a difference in their life and how the products can help them and build that relationship. If you can't talk to them about anything but the products and it works, like you can't just go and be like, hi, I feel it works, you need to join my team. Like that doesn't work. We know that, right? Hopefully we all know that. So go in and make sure there's something else that you can engage with them. If you really have nothing in common with that person, then you don't need to follow them because you don't have anything in common with them. They're already following you. They may continue following you. That's okay. But you're going to unfollow them because you don't want your ratio to be more than about 200 from how many people are following you back than you're following. So always keep it within about 200, which is why we only follow about 200 to 300 a day for that reason. Your last 15 minutes, this is the 35 minutes throughout the day. Your last 15 minutes are spent commenting and engaging and ending with a question. So of those people that followed you back, of the ones that you didn't unfollow, if you liked their page, they've posted recently, they're fairly popular, as in people are liking their pictures. Another thing to look for on their page also to unfollow them is if they're following a very high amount over however many people are following them back, then you want to unfollow them also, because they're either also trying to find people to talk to them about things, or they're not using their Instagram to build relationships. They're just following a bunch of stars, which also isn't going to be helpful to us. So of those people that you kept as followers, you're going to comment and engage with them on one post per person. What you're going to do is you need to make sure that you end with a question. So the way this is going to look is something like, instead of just saying, your baby is so cute, you say, your baby is so cute. How old is she? Okay. Next one. I love that jacket. Where did you get it? Your lipstick color is so pretty. What brand is it? That park looks awesome. Where is it? Those are all things, like, it sounds really easy when I say it, and it's not that easy at the beginning because this is something that I've been doing. I'm like, there's this, so it's basically you're complimenting something about their post and then asking a question. The complimenting part I don't think is hard at all, but the asking a question part, it's just going to take some time. It'll be time to get used to. Just put a little bit of time and effort into it, and it'll get easier in the future. Okay, another thing about Instagram, your sweet spot is going to be about 1,000 to 3,000 followers. You don't want more than about 3,000 followers. The whole reason is because you're not going to be able to keep up with who you're following back and to be able to engage and actually have relationships with these people. That's really your sweet spot. So you have to have enough of a mass of enough of a group of people. But you're also going to go through and clean out who you're following sometimes. Every once in a while, I'm actually going through the process of cleaning mine out right now. I'm like going through the bottom of my list of people who I'm following and going back through. And if they haven't posted within the last week, they're gone because they're really not on Instagram that much. They're not. And I've realized, like, people who I've been engaging with who are liking my stuff, and then I try to message them and everything, the people who are responding are the people who post more. They're just on Instagram more. They're into it more. And it's no benefit just to have people liking our posts if they're not going to talk to us and they're not going to respond and engage. That doesn't help us at all. Okay, I think that was all on Instagram. I want to just look over my notes and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Make sure that your pictures are always bright and cheerful. You need to have a photo app of some kind that's going to brighten up your pictures. I've been using PicTapGo, and I love it. It does cost money. I'm sure there's a lot of free versions out there that you can use too. Okay. Yep, I think that was it. I think Lindsay and I covered everything on that one. Okay, so I think the next thing we need to talk about is what to post, because that applies to Instagram and Facebook. When you're talking about what to post, this is going to be something that's kind of hard to answer, because we used to be able to say, like, here's what you can post. Friendships, fun, and freedom, right? Those were like kind of givens. You could post about food. There was like a bunch of F's, and if you focused on the F's, it was easy, and you could do it. Like, what's fun, what's fashionable, what's like all of those things, and it would attract people. The issue is that now there's a lot of other people who are in network marketing. They're doing all the same stuff that we're doing, and Instagram and Facebook are both becoming diluted with lots of positive quotes, lots of people having fun, lots of food pictures and stuff like that. That's not meaning as much to people anymore as it was. Carrie. Have a good night. Thanks.
Bye, Carrie.
And yeah, I really lost my thought again. This happened to me earlier. Every time like my phone was going off, I was like,
It's deleted.
oh yeah, Facebook and Instagram have gotten diluted, so you have to set yourself apart. So the reason why I can't tell you what to post, it needs to be original, because that's what's lacking on Facebook and Instagram is original posts. We're all posting, copying these like long things that are this long about other distributors on the team or about what the business can do for you, and it has 15 emojis in it, and everyone's already used it. Like, that's not attracting anything for us. It's not helpful. So be original, and that's where it gets to be hard. I was really working on compiling posts for my team and writing posts for my team, and I spent several days on it and cleaned up my Evernote with all these different post ideas, and then I realized that it's not really going to make a difference. Like, sure, it'll kind of make a difference, and I can still share them, but what it all boils down to is that you need to be an original person. So here's what that means. If you had $1 million and you didn't have a job, what would you do all day? And if you're a mother, you also don't have children. So you actually literally really have free time now. So if you really had free time and you had unlimited options, what would you want to do? Like, what would be interesting to you? What would you spend your time on? Whatever the answer is to that question, that's what you should be posting about. That's what most of your posts should be about. And you can do that in a lot of different ways. So let's say, okay, both Lindsay and I totally like dogs. We love dogs and we like water. So maybe we'll go play with our dogs in the water. So maybe we need to be posting pictures of dogs in water. Now, it does not have to be your dog in the water. Your story could say something like, I can't wait until I reach my next promotion level, and I'm going to go on a trip with my dog, and we're going to go to the beach because I just bought a wrap and it bought gas money for me to go to the dog with my beach, and we're going to look just like this cute dog on this beach. I went to the dog with my beach.
I caught that.
You know what I mean? So basically, like, so you don't have to be achieving those goals. You can be sitting in a cubicle posting about it. That's okay. You're not lying and saying that you're there. You're saying, hey, when this happens in my life, here's what my goal is. I'm going to be doing this because this is what I want to do all day. Or you're going to say, after taking my ThermaFit and my energy, I feel like I have so much energy. I would love to go play with my dog on a beach right now. That's a product post, okay? And maybe it's just a beach. Maybe it's a picture of a beach and you say, now that I took my ThermaFit and drank my energy, I want to go run on this beach with my dog. You know, those are your product posts and those are your opportunity posts. And it's not the same as what everyone else's are going to be. Maybe if you had all the time in the world, you would be hiking. Well, you want to post pictures of like trails and woods. And, you know, like, it's okay that you're not on them. But you're attracting other people who are interested in the same thing as you. So that when people start talking to you and they look at your posts, they're like, oh my gosh, that girl likes hiking. I like hiking. That's so cool. And so they're going to look at your post and be like, wow, where is that? And you can say stuff like, I don't know, I saw it on Instagram, but I thought it was a really cool place. Don't you want to go there too? And then you're both like, yeah. So you can post. Maybe you should be doing Google image searches and knowing where your places are. That might be helpful. But you can kind of, it depends on what your interests are. If you have an interest in places, then you really want to use the places feature both on Instagram and Facebook. You want to search for people who are at those places that you want to be. You're going to find other pictures that people have posted from there. You're going to get that company. Like if it's like, for example, we have a spring here and it's a private spring and it's down the river and it's this place called Wekiva Island. Well, Wekiva Island posts their own pictures of their own island every single day. So I can take any of their pictures and post them, hashtag them. They're going to be thankful I shared their picture for one. But other than that, I don't have to be there, but I can friend everyone else who tagged that place as a hashtag and as a location on Instagram and Facebook, both ways. And you want to friend all of those people. Those are the people who have the same mutual interests as you. You can be like, wow, I can't wait until when I can go here. And one day I'm going to get to do this every day of the week because I'm going to be able to quit my job thanks to It Works. Those are the posts that you're looking to create. We're no longer doing posts that show lots of products on people's faces. And it's not to say we never are. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the bulk of what you're posting needs to be about mutual interests with people. It needs to be genuine. And that's why it's hard for us to say, here's exactly what you should be posting about. The most original posts that I see are the ones that I like the best. And you guys probably can think of like posts that you've seen. You're like, oh my gosh, that girl did that like that. And I loved it because it was hers. Usually that's why. Usually it's because it's original, and that's what draws attraction to it. And if you did find yourself attracted to something someone else used, sure, use it. If it was attracting to you, it's probably going to be attracting to other people too. It's fine. This will bring me down to like my next point, which would be quality over quantity for posting. So we talked about what to post. Now we're going to talk about how much to post. I already said 6 times a day is your ideal number. You don't really, like if you don't have 6 quality posts a day, then it's better to do less. It's not better to do more. You're not posting just to post, because when you do that, people are going to start to feel that. It's going to lose the like oomph that your posts have if they're not original and engaging and all of that. So that's something I'm totally at fault for. I really am. And I'll look back at like my Instagram or my Facebook and I'm like, why did I even post that picture? Like it's dark. It takes me 30 seconds to brighten up a picture. Like, why didn't I even do that? But I didn't, because I was just trying to get a post out. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's been all day and I've posted once. I just got to get another post out right now. And I've stopped doing that. I've started deciding that if it's not going to be a good post that like I feel good about and I feel confident about. The other day I was trying to write a post and I knew what my picture was and I didn't know what the caption was. And I like closed out of it and redid it over and over. And I just kept being like, fine, I'm not going to do it now, because I want it to be genuine and I want to feel good about it. And that's going to be a lot better, because if it moves you, it's going to move other people. But if you're just writing something to write it, people are going to feel that. Like they can tell. You want there to be emotion and feeling in your post. So like all those, like when I get to quit my job, I'm going to go here, like that has emotion in it to me. It's exciting for you to say that you're going to do that. It's ambition. Like those are the feelings that's inside your post that you want to be sharing with people. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know that when we talked, you said everything needs to be private, right?
Yes.
So I know before, like the strategy kind of was to go private while you're following people, and then like for a couple days go public and then use hashtags. Is that still what we should do, or?
No. So now we're just private all the time. Okay. We're always private, but we're finding people by using hashtags.
I've gotten so many followers in the last few days just from going back to private I guess it was only yesterday.
Yeah.
That I went back.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but whatever works, I guess.
Things change, right? Things change. We're just trying to keep up with it. We're a little behind the page apparently, but that's okay because we're getting caught up now.
We're catching up.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, Lindsay and I yesterday were talking about, we're like, we have to tell everyone because everything's different and no one knows.
Exactly.
Let's see. Okay, I think now I can switch over to Facebook. I think we covered. Do you have anything else that you wanted to share about Instagram?
I don't think so. I think you got everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you talk about unfollowing and blocking other distributors?
No, not yet, but we'll go over that. That's kind of a Facebook thing, but I guess it's an Instagram thing too, huh?
Yeah, because I get a lot of them that add me, and I don't even do it. I just block them right away, because you never know if they want to steal your potentials, or not everybody is like us.
Yeah, or steal your genuine posts that you spend a lot of time writing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so for Facebook, the biggest thing we're going to talk about is going to be lists. You can only create lists on Facebook on your computer, so that's key. So if you feel frustrated, you don't know why or what's going on, why you can't understand lists and you can't create one, it's because you're probably on your phone. So that was a thing that I did for a long time, and then I got over it and I started making them on my computer. So you need one for distributors, because here's the thing. If you open up your Facebook right now and you look at your newsfeed, I want to do it. I want to look at mine right now. If you look at your newsfeed on Facebook, go scroll through your first 5 posts that come up on your newsfeed. None of them should be another It Works distributor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of mine were distributors. Yay! If yours are, and mine totally were before, then you're doing Facebook wrong. And that is why you're having trouble getting engagement on your posts. And that's why you feel like Facebook isn't working, probably, if you feel like that. So here's what you want to do. You want to put all of the distributors that are sideline sisters, that are even on your team, even the distributors on your team, even the people you look up to, even me and Lindsay, you want to put all of us in a Facebook list. I called mine DTs. That's what mine's called. And then you want to unfollow. Like, I just went to my newsfeed as I was scrolling through, and every time I saw a distributor's name, I clicked on their page and I went and unfollowed them, because you don't want to be following everything that's going on. Because what happens is when you click on distributors on that list, then you're going to be able to see everything that's going on their page without it populating in your newsfeed. It's like a private newsfeed. A list is basically a private newsfeed just for a certain group of people. So it takes them out of, like, distributors are distracting. You stop and look at their posts and you want to know, like, oh, what are they doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's distracting you from being original is what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they're doing, it's probably working for them. That's great for them. But you need to find what works for you. And it's not necessarily going to be the same thing as them. And here's something I just learned also. One of the new Facebook algorithm things that I didn't know about. So Facebook, we thought, here's something we do know. The more people that you like and comment, the more, like, whatever those posts are about, the more Facebook's going to show you the same thing. We already know that. That's part of their algorithm. What I didn't realize is if you simply hover over a status, Facebook times how much time it thinks that you're reading each post. And the ones that you're reading, it shows you more of those. It's the same thing as if you commented on it, even though you didn't. Simply.
That's creepy.
I know. So I just found that out yesterday. Simply by scrolling and hovering over it. So that makes me think two things. One, as a distributor, I want to make people stop. I want to make people stop and hover over my stuff. They're going to like or comment, because it's going to mean they're going to end up seeing more of my stuff, which is exactly what I'm trying to achieve. So maybe my posts are going to be slightly longer, but if they're going to be slightly longer, they still need to be engaging enough to get them to read it, which is hard, because who wants to sit and read paragraphs, you know? But just keep that in mind. And then when you're scrolling through your feed, don't stop on stuff that's not going to be helpful for your business and that you don't want to see in your newsfeed again. It's really tempting. I know, like, we find stuff, it's like, I don't know, who just broke up with who? Brad Pitt, he's single now. It's everywhere and everyone's posting about it. I really shouldn't stop and read any more stories about it, but I totally don't do it, because now you know what happens. Like, the second I pause over that and I scroll through, then I see a ton of them, because Facebook knows you want to see it.
Weird.
He is cute. He's cute and he's single, and I'm really sad though. Because there was this post that him and,
okay.
Did you ever read the post that he wrote to, it was like, okay, he's being interviewed and he wrote this thing to Angelina Jolie.
It was like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And I was like, great. Now they don't make it either. Awesome. Like, there's no hope. Okay.
There's
so
hope.
what? Yeah, there is hope. So what I do is I have saved on your cell phone. You can save your friend list as favorites, and then when you click on your favorites in your cell phone, then you can go to those news feeds. So that's the most simple way to do it. On your computer, create all the lists you want. I would suggest a distributor list. I'd suggest a potential distributor list, a potential loyal customer list, and a new friends list. That's like a good. That was 4. That's a good 4 different groups to have. That'll keep life pretty easy. A distributor list, a potential distributor list, a potential loyal customer list, and a new friends list. So your new friends, you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're potential customers or potential distributors. Your potential customers or distributors, you want to be really engaging with them, because you don't want to be following up with them on a regular basis and being like, are you ready to buy? Are you ready to buy? Are you ready to join? Are you ready to join? But you can be constantly in their life anyway. And so that makes it really easy to just very quickly make sure you're in their life still by commenting and liking the stuff, because you're going to guarantee you're going to see their stuff in your feed that way if you put them in their own list. Yes.
I heard something last night, and I think it was with Candy Dempsey, about, might have been the day before, about what you name lists because if at some point people are ever able to see what list they're on with different people, you didn't want them to be listed as a potential distributor. So they call things like my people, or something that if somebody ever saw what they were on your list, it would make them feel good.
Interesting.
Maybe we'll come up with new names then.
Yeah. I did think about that. Like, I didn't know that if that will ever even happen, but I was like, how would I feel if I was like a potential, like a prey?
Yeah. I like the new friends one. I think that's a positive one.
New friends is good.
New friends, I think distributors pretty comfortable with the fact they're already a distributor. We're probably good with that. But for our potentials,
one of the other things I learned last night that Cami said was wherever she goes, where she wants to associate with those people, like all of her children's sporting events, she always signs into that location.
Yeah.
And then it brings you that whole list of people that are there. She goes, I don't tag my location when I get my tires changed. I don't necessarily want to be with all those people. But if I'm at a soccer game or a sporting event or the kids' school, anybody else that's checked in there for what I'm there for, those are the people that are my market.
Yeah.
My warm market is always growing.
Yeah. I would say for our list, I would say dream team for your potential distributors.
Good one.
Yeah. I came up with that one. I don't know about potential loyal customers. I don't really have a good name for them right now.
You could even, I don't know, maybe like an abbreviation of some kind other than PLC.
Yeah.
Other than that, because that's, I feel like we say that a lot.
Okay, we'll come back to that, or come up with your own. Tell us what it is, please.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Your list, save as a favorite. Yes, you're going to create the list in your computer. You can add people to a list on your computer or your cell phone. It's really easy. Once a list is created, to drop people into it, you go to their page, you click on friends, and because they'll say friends with a little check mark, click on that, and it brings up edit friend list. Edit friend list. And it'll show you all the groups. Now, Facebook actually already creates a whole bunch of groups for you. So it creates one that says like your hometown, Orlando, Florida, like that's where I live. So it has people you went to high school with. Like I didn't create these lists. Facebook does it for you already. It already groups people by categories, by large people who are in your friends list that meet the same criteria. It's going to stick them in a group anyway. There's going to be more in there than what you already have. You can delete those, I'm pretty sure. But I just scroll to the ones that I use. You can't? Okay. All right. But just put them wherever it makes sense. You drop those people in whatever list that you want them to be in. So as I'm scrolling through my newsfeed, if I see people in just in my regular feed that I don't know if I put in a list, I just click on their name, go to friends, and see what pops up. And then, like I said, add those friend lists to your favorites. When you go to your favorites on your cell phone, at the bottom it says add to favorites. You click there and then it'll bring up all these different options of things you can add to favorites, and you can put lists are in that option, so just keep scrolling down until you get to it and then put it there. And that's a really easy way to just click on, I just go to my favorites, I click on DTs, and I can go interact with everyone there. Which brings me to another thing. We don't want to be interacting with other distributors because we don't want them in our newsfeed. We want to think that those are the type of people that we're looking to be friends with. So what we want to do is, if you have someone on your team, if you're a leader, then and you see someone who posts and you want to be supportive of their post, then send them a message, because messaging people doesn't impact what happens on your newsfeed. So that's really important. The other thing that this does is it's going to make that person feel like you went the extra step to go out and actually message them about their post, which makes them feel special. So it's like a win-win for all of us. See what else.
And I like that about it too, because I mean, everybody that's on our team and even most of our sideline sisters, I genuinely like these people. So I still want to see what they're saying and still want to be friends with them, but I don't want to screw up the whole team too. So
right.
Don't feel like because we're unfollowing you, we don't like you. We like you a lot. That's why we're doing this.
Yes. So we can keep doing this, so we can keep making money.
Exactly.
Okay, what else? Let's talk about buffer. So, okay. We have 10 minutes left. What should be time? Okay. Buffer. So if you're a busy person, busy mom, busy worker, person, anything that you're busy doing, Buffer is going to be your best friend. So Buffer, we've talked about in the past, it's an app that you can pre-post with. You can set up your posts. I think you can set up 14 at a time, maybe 10, something like that, so that you can set up multiple days at once. So for people who are wanting to post about hanging out with their dogs, all those pictures you've taken of your dog, you can post them. You already have them. You know you do if you're a dog person. Like, it's my cell phone. I can't get rid of them. So I can just keep posting them. But the biggest thing about this is for really busy people, especially moms who are at home who feel like, you know, there's all these pretty girls who are doing this and I just don't have time for that. And I don't want my face on Facebook all the time. So what you're going to do is when on those days where you do spend time getting ready, you want to change your shirt and take multiple selfies. Just do it. Throw your hair up in a bun, even though you straightened it, just for 2 seconds so that your hair looks different. Take multiple pictures. You're going to use those pictures over the week for your Buffer post. The reason why you're doing this is because, yeah, people do like to look at attractive people. It's a fact. It's life. I'm sorry. It's the society we live in. Probably better to just accept it and like move forward. So then when people come to your house and your Facebook posts and you look gorgeous, like you've been looking like that all day, and then people show up at your house and you're a hot mess in yoga pants and you haven't even brushed your teeth yet that day, that's not a horrible thing. It's okay, because guess what? That is mom life and that's real life. I mean, that's okay. I'm not a mom and that's my life too a lot of times. So
You're a dog mom.
Yeah, exactly. Stay-at-home dog mom. Woo. But for if that's you, you want people to come over and you want them to see you in a different, like in reality. This is your reality. Your reality is like, I don't do my makeup every day. I don't look like that every day. And I can post like I do because of Buffer, because it's awesome. And then when people see you in real life, they're like, well, maybe I could do that too. Because they have this expectation that you're like superwoman and just look crazy awesome all the time. But that's not reality for most of people ever. So use Buffer. Same thing. If you're going to wrap something, change your shirt. Pull your shirt up, take a picture of you, selfie you with your wrap, go put a different shirt on and do the same thing, because it's real life. You're busy. So take advantage of the fact that there's technology out there to help us. Don't share other people's posts. You really want to write your own genuine original posts. If you are copying and pasting posts from other people, then you need to be changing a couple of the words. It needs to not be the exact same. That's very important as far as how that impacts people in your newsfeed. Let's see what else I had in here. I think that was a lot of it, honestly.
Emojis.
Yeah, I said that in the very beginning. No emojis.
I missed that.
Yeah. Emojis are bad. Bad.
Which sucks, and I hate it.
I know. So basically, of everything that's changed, the biggest thing is like people aren't just going to see our product and be blown away because more people are being exposed to it. And that's not true that they won't, because I still totally get people who see our product and are blown away. And I am still posting for product testers, things like that. I'm still doing all of those things. It's not that you're not going to do those things. This is just, don't overwhelm people with positive quotes. Make sure you're being an original person by actually showing people what your real interests are and not just being another nice profile, if that makes sense. That's going to get you a lot farther and it's going to connect you to people faster. And our whole goal here is to build relationships. We find friends and we help our friends. And then we make new friends and then we help our friends. Like, that's all we do here. So yeah, that's it. Do you have anything else you want to add, Lindsay?
I don't think so. I learned a lot this week and I've been putting into practice, and it's awesome. It's amazing what happens when you actually keep up with what's going on.
I know. I learned a lot too. Trust me. That's why I have like all these notes about it, and I was like, ah. And at the same time, I was like scribbling down notes, and I was also like, oh my gosh, change my Instagram. And then I'm like, delete the whole profile. Okay, well, I hope everyone learned something. I hope that was helpful, and we will see everyone next week.
Bye.